What's up, Star Wars nerds? And on this edition of Hyperdrives, it's part 2 of my epic unboxing of Cantina Patrons. If you recall from my last video, I still had 5 or 6 that had not shown up in the mail by the time I record that video. So I've got those for you guys. But before that, I do have some other pretty awesome pickups I want to share. Starting with this last 17, Power of the Force A-Wing pilot I got back from the grader, and it got an 85, and I'm very happy with that. And there's a look at the back of the card, and this thing just has such a clear bubble. These Power of the Force cards are notorious for having yellow bubbles, and this is one of the clearest I've seen in person, and really happy with that. It'll go nicely with my B-Wing pilot I picked up recently at an 85 plus. That one I won at auction already graded, and that one does have the standard yellow bubble. Next up, I got this really cool custom RG-255 droid from Has No Talent on Instagram. He sent it in this really cool Asian style packaging, and look at this guy. That amazing electric blue vac metal really pops. I have wanted Hasbro to make this droid ever since I saw him on Mandalorian Season 3. And I'll take what I can get, and I think Has No Talent did a great job with this guy. I'm really going to enjoy this one. Next up, I got the Phase 2 Clone Trooper Army Builder Pack for TVC, and these guys look fantastic. These are the best Phase 2 clones we have ever gotten in 3 3/4 scale. Here is the plain trooper compared to the one we had before with the removable helmet, and you can see the helmet is much more appropriately sized. Everything is in proportion. Really love these troopers. Next up, I got the new TVC Jango Fett, and we all know the deal. This figure should not have been deluxe. It's overpriced, but look at this thing. He is fantastic. This is a definitive Jango Fett in my mind. That being said, he's not perfect. His guns should have been painted a metallic silver in my opinion, and his holsters are a bit oversized and they sit too low on his legs. But other than that, this is a fantastic figure. Alright, so the remaining Cantina Patron figures started showing up shortly after I filmed my last video on the Cantina figures. And this is Dr. Evazan. Of course, I had him carded, but I wanted him loose. So I got this from Tongori.com, and he's in good shape, and it is the best Dr. Evazan we have in 3 3/4 scale. Next up, I got Labria from the 2006 Saga collection. He is a Devaronian. He is number 073 in the line. It's a pretty good sculpt. Not spot on by any means. You can see his photo there from the movie, but he looks good enough for a 2006 figure, and he comes with a Count Dooku hologram figurine inside. Next up is Moma Nadon, aka Hammerhead. This is again the 2006 Saga collection, and it is the best 3 3/4 scale Hammerhead we have so far. It's got some great paint apps, very good mold, but just doesn't have the articulation. I don't think his knees can bend at all, so he really can't sit down. But hopefully Hasbro will be giving us an all-new Hammerhead in TVC. They're getting him in the Black Series line, and so I think it's just a matter of time before we get him in TVC. And we're going to need a new Hammerhead for that awesome Cantina haslab that I am pretty sure is coming. Just wanted to show Garandan real quick, because a lot of people have been showing him as one of the Cantina figures. I don't consider him a Cantina figure. He's really outside the Cantina, but I do have him, and he's awesome, and he came in that same 2006 Saga line. Next up, I got Herchak Cal Fast. This is from the 2009 Legacy Collection. Awesome figure, very good sculpt. I really like the head sculpt on this figure. He looks awesome. Now, I always thought he was a short Transdoshan, but he is not. He is actually called a Sauron. And as you can see from that price tag, he is not cheap, although I did not pay that. I got him for $40 on a Facebook Live sale. Next up is Moset Benid. This is from the 2015 Black Series 3 3/4 line, and this was an all-new figure at the time. I believe this is the last all-new mold of a Cantina alien that Hasbro put out. And just a great looking figure. Next up is Weoslay. Now, I did not mention Weoslay in my first video because I did not realize she was actually in the Cantina. I only knew her from buying Luke's Landspeeder from him outside the Cantina, but Boss Bounty reached out to me and let me know that she actually does make a very brief appearance inside the Cantina. I never knew this until Boss Bounty pointed it out, so I had to go ahead and order her, and I added her to the list of Cantina Patron figures currently available. And last but not least, you can't have a bar without a bar keep, and this is Wooher from the 1999 Power of the Force line. And not a great figure by any means, but not the worst ever. He does come with a droid detector unit, so that's pretty cool. And this is when they were trying out the Comtech, where you put it in that little device and it plays a line from the movie. Now, if we do get the Cantina haslab, I'm sure Wooher will be the first figure that comes with it. Alright, so that now completes my collection of the best version of every single Cantina Patron that Hasbro has put out for 3 3/4 figures. And I am all set for that Cantina haslab. Thanks for watching.